NGOs in China. I think most of you may not be familiar with this topic. Actually, myself is not, like before, was not quite familiar with topic too, because this is a new phenomenon in China right now regarding the environmental degradation in China. First, I will give a brief introduction about the background of NGOs in China. We all know that China now is facing mounting increasing environmental pressure, and although China in the past 30 years has experienced a very rapid economic growth, it has paid a very high price in the form of environmental degradation. So there's an increasing level of environmental awareness among many Chinese people, which leads to the emerging of environmental NGOs in China. There was by October 2008, 3,539 NGOs has been registered under the Ministry of Civil Affairs in China. So this is quite a phenomenon because I think its first appearance is just like 10 years ago. So it's like during these 10 years, it's from none to 3,000 or 4,000, and it keeps increasing all the time. And second, I'm going to talk about a little bit about how the NGOs get regulated in China, and how many types can we divide the NGOs into. Usually, the NGOs in China are under two main regulations. The first one is regulation and management of social organization, and the second one is regulation and management of popular non-enterprise work units. And these are main two regulations in China, which if you wanted to register as an environmental NGO, that you have to obey. Basically, you have to obey these two main regulations. And based on these two regulations, that we can divide the NGOs into five different types of groups. And the first one is GO-NGO. It's government organized NGO, which sounds a little bit ironic because NGO is not a governmental organization. But in China, the majority of the registered NGOs are government organized, non-governmental organizations. And they are. This is a very peculiar and Chinese characteristics phenomenon. Usually, this type of NGO, they don't have to be registered under these two regulations because they are considered as part of the government. And the second one is semi-GO-NGO. It can be considered as part of the government, but they are more dynamic than the traditional GO-NGO. And at the same time, they also partially could avoid certain type of government intervention. And the third one is business NGO. They were registered under. They were not considered as social organization or civil society organization. They were considered as business enterprises. they were considered as business enterprises, and they're paying taxes, and they're making benefits, and they're selling some social goods, things like that. And the first one is working NGO, and it's also considered as part of semi-NGO, but it could function in a more independent way. And the fifth one is underground NGO, and they are the most effective NGOs in China and the most active one. And they have no registration, so in this way they are totally independent from the government, having no governmental intervention. In order to further explain and illustrate how the NGOs organize in China and how they interact with the other institutional fields like mass media, internet, or other international NGOs, I will give two case studies here. The first one is Green Web 2002 online movement. In 2002, Green Web, which is a famous environmental web, and it has launched an online movement to stop the local government in suburban Beijing from building an entertainment complex, which will threaten to destroy the neighboring wetlands. They collected thousands of hundreds of online signatures, and sent petition letters over 10 government agencies. So under this very huge pressure from internet, the local government finally suspended this plan. And the second one is a comparison between two dam campaigns. The first one is No River Dam construction protest, which was during the 2003 to 2004, and the second one is Three Gorges Dam construction protest, which happened in early 1990s. Both of them have a lot in common, but the impacts and results of these two campaigns are totally different. The Three Gorges Dam protest was strongly repressed, while the New River Dam construction movement was considered as a huge success. I think there are several reasons to explain this. The major one is, I think, is international networks, or we can say international cooperation, because during the time of Three Gorges Dam movement, and at the time the NGOs in China, they have no international connections with its international counterparts who are actually working at that issue at the time too, but they cannot get any help or support from outside of the world because of the communications, like the communication technology is not as developed as we are right now. But the New River Dam construction in 2003 and 2004 was totally another story. They get huge informational and technological help and support from other international NGOs, and they also cooperate with international NGOs in terms of sending petition letters to local government and to central government, as well as to international organizations. So last, I will also talk about the NGO's impact on the Chinese societies and the Chinese politics. With its very rapid emerging and its burgeoning development, the NGOs is creating a civic freedom and dealing with existing constraints under these current political systems. And they are not only I think the NGOs in China cannot only constitute an effective force in addressing environmental issues, but only a civil society that is transforming the state-society relations in the long run, in the future. And also, they open up a new channel for more Chinese citizens to participate directly in political process, and they are having a huge and increasing policy impacts from very bottom-up perspectives. And also, I think in the future it will have huge influences over the development of democratization in China. So that's my presentation today. And if you have any further questions regarding this, I would be more than glad to talk about it. And thanks, and have a great summer break.